last one, a very sad one, but I think it should be outspoken out there. Double standard on rape victims. Why rape victim is being shamed instead of the rapist. I will never understand that. Why the fuck is going on? And that is for me beyond my mind and capability of understanding. I
And
swear.
this one is crazy. Like I remember the guy, the swimmer guy, he raped that girl in the trap behind the trash can or something like that. And he was like, well, she was laid out and she wanted it. Like, no, this should never be a double standard at all. Because I was reading a story, I think like a year, two ago, about in Spain, where there's a 13-year-old girl, I think she's 13 or 15, where like 7 men raped her, and they kind of blamed the girl for being there and drunk and passed out. And the guys, they didn't even really get hard charges. They was like, oh well, she, because she was combative, she kind of because she was combative, they laced the sentence on them. They was like, well, she was combative, so she was fighting back. But I'm like, she was getting raped. She's a young girl. So I don't agree with nothing. There's no such thing as a double standard when it comes to rape victims. Like if they
No,
got raped,
there
like,
is like though, like there is like,
no, I get what you're saying. There is, but what I'm saying, my hardline stance is,
of
if
course.
this person's telling the truth and they literally got raped, you should never blame the victim. You should never blame the victim.
Yeah, it's everyone is blaming the victim. You said like, oh, she was asking for it, she was there drunk, she la 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 la.
No, those should not
That
be.
doesn't change the fact.
Like
Okay,
I could.
the maximum they have is like, oh, okay, you'll be like, go to jail if that happens.
Yeah,
But the rape victim still,
yeah,
even if the rapist get what he deserves, the rape victim still is going to be, first of all, traumatized, and second of all, it is frowned upon and shameful to talk about it, that it happened to a person. Like, it happened to me. I'm victims like ashamed to say that out loud because
yeah.
they feel that it's their fault, which is
Yeah,
not.
and I get that because society pushed it on them, like, oh, maybe if you wasn't wearing this dress, or maybe if you wasn't drunk and passed out at a party, but it shouldn't be like that. I don't care if you drunk, pass out at a party, sleep in your own bed. If somebody trying to come rape you and they rape you, you are a victim and you should not be blamed for it.
Yeah.
That's my hardline stance on it.
That is for me is like the most terrifying and ridiculous double standard ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go into that, like the ridiculous one, because there are really ridiculous ones, but later on. I want to hear yours. Your double
I don't have.
standards as a man.
I don't really have 10, but
No, just go with what you have, because I came prepared. This is why I had, because I've been thinking about it for quite some time.
yeah.
So you go ahead.
Um, I think a double standard that's pushed on men by society is that you're supposed to have all your life together by a certain age.
Right.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you can have your life together or you don't. It will come to what somebody standard of together is different from somebody else. Like another one is like another one of mine is a man should be paying for everything in a relationship. I don't think that's a good one because if you choose to pay for everything in a relationship, cool. But I don't think somebody should just expect you to pay for every single thing in a relationship unless you want to or you understand what's going on with that person's financial situation.
Yeah, but like if we're talking like in a relationship, let's say marriage, it's like the rest of your life.
Yeah, you shouldn't be paying
That's
for things
long
the rest of your life.
term to pay for everything. So
Yeah,
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 I
I
said
agree
it's a
with
different.
that. Yeah.
And that's that. A lot of women, they do look for people who want to pay for everything, and I applaud them for doing that, and I applaud the men who like to do it. But I don't think that should be a thing, especially in a long-term relationship too.
Of course. Yeah, I
Especially
totally agree with you.
especially if you guys both have jobs and just the man is paying for everything. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure. Because like I would, for me personally, um, I would feel very, I don't know, what's the word even for that? Uh, what's the word for that?
Like
I would feel
huh?
ashamed. Seriously,
Oh,
like,
shame.
because I like,
I mean, so like I said,
like I have work and I cannot afford stuff, and he's paying for everything, you know. So I would
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
a little bit depend on, like I'm depending on
No,
someone for.
I get that. You got to look at it like this. If your like financial situation isn't that great,
No, we're
we
talking
understand.
about both people are having good jobs and bring income.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's crazy. Yeah,
We're
that's
not talking
crazy.
about like, oh, that could happen, obviously. as we
Mhm.
talked before, like if a woman having a baby, yeah, she deserves to have like, that time off, which is from work, but she's still working with a baby nonstop, right? So we're not taking those situations into consideration, where we talk about, okay, I have a job, you have a job, but we're gonna spend your money.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
So yeah.
Another one I have is like men shouldn't be, they shouldn't show their emotions. They shouldn't be emotional. That's a big one. Like society's like, oh, if you show your emotions, you're a weak person, which is not true. You
And that
know,
is also fucked up because it leads to so many, mental disorders, anger.
yeah, mentally broken men, and then we get crazy, and then you're like, well, men are crazy. But it's the thing that society pushed on. If you can't show your emotions or tell somebody how you feel without somebody looking at you as weak,
Yeah.
it puts us in a box. It puts us in a box, and
Hmm.
that's a fucked up one.
Yeah. I don't like when people do that. Especially like, um, I feel if you have emotions, because we all have emotions, unless, you're some kind of sociopath, uh, it's fine. Not like, it doesn't mean like you have to cry, if you cry every day, that's also okay. If you cry every day, you have to see help, because obviously, like,
Yeah.
if I'd be crying every day, and I've been crying every day for like a couple months back in a day, but I was depressed, so I went and changed it, right? But if we're talking about showing emotions when it's hard day, you come home, or even watching a movie, I don't know, it brings you like some thoughts, some emotions, and you want to cry outside, like, why not?
Yeah. And because it's always taught you need to be strong. You need to be strong. Yeah, it's cool to be strong, but you
But
do
you
have
can be strong and cry, like, it doesn't make sense either. How is that you crying make you weak?
that's what
I
I'm
think it's
saying.
very, like, for men especially, if they cry, it's another certain level of strength,
Yeah.
where
Showing your
men
emotions is another certain
showing
level.
their emotion, they like, hey, the fuck, it's fine, it's okay.
Hmm.
And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, because like if we sit here and be stone cold all the time, it's gonna be like, oh, you don't have any emotions when we really do, but we're scared to
And
say
then
them out
women,
because society would look at us like, fuck, this dude's weak.
yet women, you have to be man. I know there's women, but you have to be romantic, you have to be thoughtful. So like you can have all the emotions, but the bad ones, like where you cry. So
Yeah. It's
where is the logic line here?
yeah, like I said, it's a fucked up thing. That's why I think mental health for men is like a big thing. If you can't get your emotions off, somebody don't understand that you have emotions, you don't need to be you need to be like talking to those people because you do have emotions and you do need to express them. Um, which you shouldn't be afraid to express those emotions either as a man. Just do it, Just do it.
Yes. Yes, please. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I can see how my dad, for instance, is changing, you
Mhm.
know, because he was very tough, like not even showing it. He was just like, all to himself.
Yeah.
And then when his mom passed away, I was like, you know what? Cry the fuck out. Like, just let those emotions out, because it's your last parent. Like, because grandpa died a long time ago. So, like, and like, fuck whatever they think. Just do it. Like, if you feel like it, do it. And I think it was like very important for me to say it to him. I was like, fuck everybody else. Just do what you feel like, because it's not like, oh, I had a bad day.
Mhm.
It's like very traumatic and deep, sad feeling emotion. And, it's not going to last like 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
So, it's important, like, also, like, to let your man in your life know from female side that it is okay, you still like men enough, you still strong, good, caring, blah blah blah. It doesn't make you weak. And I
Yeah.
think the more we're going to talk about it, the more we're going to give that men around us freedom to express themselves and not to be angry, to talk with us about stuff, about bad day,
Yeah.
about, anything, the anxiety, because men go through anxiety daily, but
Yeah.
they are also not allowed to show that.
Because like I said, they look at you as a sign of weakness, which is
Yes.
not. And I think therapy and all that is healthy for men too.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much my double standards. I really can't think of any more. I feel like it's not too many double standards pushed on men, but I know there are.
Now there, I
You know,
think we're gonna talk about more life experiences in a bit because we do what? We do have guests, and
yes,
we mentioned before, and I think more will come up from there.
yeah,
And I suggest you tune in to our part two,
those.
the last episode of season one of Daily Dick Show, and stay tuned. And they were pushed to it because your tick. Why your tick is clocking?
The clock is ticking.
because